Ayo, what's poppin'? It's your boy, and I'm kinda going outside my comfort zone here. Um, let's be real, Outriders really doesn't have much content left, and outside of going over the patch reviews, the only thing you're gonna really find on YouTube anymore is just the same regurgitated, overused builds that have been there since the demo. That people keep trying to, you know, wash out and pretend like they just made when the video's been up there for like since launch. But anyway, um, I don't really usually do these, but there were a couple things that I kind of wanted to get off my chest while going over the patch notes. So basically, what's going to happen here in a couple of seconds, I'm going to have some screenshots pop up on the screen. If you want, you can go ahead, pause the video, read through them. I made sure to separate everything individually so you can go ahead and kind of see everything by whichever part you want. And then after I'm done showcasing the patch notes, I have them in front of me. We're going to go over them, talk about some of the stuff that they have planned to come out. I'm not going to touch anything that has to do with, you know, the stability changes, because we all know anything they say that involves fucking stability is garbage and none of it needs to be known anyway. The only thing any of you really want to know is what's getting buffed, what's getting nerfed, and that's the only thing we're going to touch down on. So, enough of me talking and bullshitting right here. Let's go ahead, roll into those screenshots. See you after they're over. Alright, so let's go ahead and dive into this, shall we? We're going to start out with the Pyromancer. So, Feed the Flames is going to have an ammo replenish by bullet absorption mod increase to 40%, which was previously 33%. Volcanic rounds, the resistance debuff provided by the susceptibility mod has been increased to 50%, which was previously 34%. The reload boost and lava shots mod have had their perks swapped, so now reload boost will be increased anomaly power, which was previously firepower, and lava shots will now increase firepower, which used to be anomaly power. And for most of you who run the Ash Blast build, Ash Blast has had its base skill cooldown reduced by 4 seconds from what it used to be as, hold on, as what it used to be was 27.5. It is now at 23.5 seconds. The buff duration of Death Sentence mod has been increased by 3 seconds from 5 to 8 seconds, so that's going to be a little bit of a debuff. In a way, that's a bit of a nerf, but it's not too bad. 3 seconds, honestly, let's be real, is not that much of a nerf. It's not that big of a deal. The Trickster is going to have borrowed time, getting a reduced cooldown of borrowed time by 5.5 seconds, so it goes from 13.5 seconds down to 8 seconds. Slow Trap, the cooldown of Slow Trap has been reduced by 9.7 seconds from 30.7 seconds to 21. Time Rift, the cooldown of Time Rift has been reduced by 3.4 seconds from 15.4 seconds to 12. Increased the dot damage of the A Little Bit of Pain mod by 71%, So it goes from a base of 0.35 AP to 0.6 AP. Honestly, I don't see much of a difference there. It is what it is. If you're a trickster and this is good news, let me know. Honestly, I don't use trickster enough, so to me, I don't see really much of an increase in those stats. Condensed the dot duration of a little bit of pain mod to 6 seconds. Previously was 10. So again, they nerfed the time from 10 seconds down to 6, and they gave it a little bit more damage. So essentially it's going to be the exact same thing. It's just not going to last as long. It's just going to hit a little bit harder. You're basically going to get the exact same damage out of it in a shorter period of time. So that's just stupid. We'll just say it right now. That's just stupid. Could have just left it the same, amped up the damage a little bit, and called it a day. But, you know, there always has to be some kind of nerf in there, because PCF doesn't, you know, we won't go into that right now. So anyway, let's see. Where were we? Increase the armor and resistance debuff provided by the Time Crack mod to 35%. It was previously 25%. Increase the weapon cleave damage provided by Pain Transfer mod to 20% weapon damage. Previously was 10% weapon damage. That's not bad. That's not bad. So the Trickster's getting a little bit of a buff, getting a pointless debuff buff, if that makes any sense. But let's go ahead and dive into the Technomancer now. This should be interesting, you know, the Technomancer. Every PC player's fucking wet dream. Let's see what we have here. Pain Launcher. Reduce the base cooldown of Pain Launcher by 10 seconds. So it goes from 40 seconds to 30. This was mistakenly listed as reduced to 17 due to an error, blah, 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 blah. So it's going to be on a 30-second cooldown now, which is nice. Fucking, there was no point to using the Pain Launcher at all, because even with cooldown mods, it still took a year and a day, and waiting for it was like watching old people fuck. So, yeah, that thing was pointless. So, now we move on to Shrapnel. Reduce the base cooldown of Shrapnel by 5 seconds. So, Shrapnel goes from 22 seconds to 17. Freeze Turret, the Hail Shot mod, has had its SPF set to 1.5. Previously it was 1. So, for those of you who don't know, SPF controls how much this mod benefits from the status power attribute. This change effectively means that the damage increase provided by Hail Shot will increase by 50%, though the effectiveness of this improvement still depends on the character's status power attribute. So if you're going for a very high status build, although the status power caps out at 179.8% instead of the 180% that it's supposed to, well, if you max it out, you're going to get a little bit more effectiveness out of this if you use such thing. So that's really nice. Really nice. That means that the cryo turrets are actually going to start doing things, and that's nice. That's really nice to see. Finally, we're going to see a little bit of build diversity popping off on the Technomancer. So maybe these people can stop regurgitating the same Blight Browns build and acting like it's a new build. Now let's move on to the Devastator. So Boulder Dash, using this skill, will now provide significant 65% damage reduction during its animation. Players can now press trigger again to use the AoE attack during the run animation, which is nice because that skill is absolute dog shit. I can't tell you how many times I've run through enemies to miss completely. So being able to trigger the jump in the AoE is something that should have been in the game to begin with. But we all know PCF is very slow on shit, so we need to give them time. We need to be patient. So let's go ahead and see what else we have here. Endless Mass. Enemies affected by Endless Mass can now be damaged and killed during the animation. Okay. Right. So change the Wide Horizons mod so that on top of the range increase, the mod will allow Endless Mass to ignore the enemy's skill absorbing skin used by Alpha Porphyros and Broodmothers. Now that's nice because anybody who's played this game knows once they hit that absorbing skin, getting them to even take remotely any kind of damage is just fucking ignorant. So the fact that it'll actually ignore that is really nice, and I think that's like the only skill that does outside of high bullet damage. So then we dive into Reflect Bullets. Ending the skill early will now refund a part of the cooldown up to 90%. This is nice. This means that some of you can actually run this. And not only can you actually run this, but if you're getting shot at, you can use it as a defensive. And with fast enough cooldowns stacked, you can throw it up, protect yourself from some bullets in a critical moment, throw them back, especially if you put bleed on it. I do have a Devastator build I might put out here soon, depends. Let me know if you want to see it. My chat on Twitch absolutely loves it because it's different. They've seen it in action. I've carried people on Twitch using it. They love it. Few people have literally stolen it. So if you guys want to see that up on the channel, let me know. But that's really nice. That Reflect Bullets one's really nice, and I'm kind of glad that they're going into that. Alright, so on to the last part of this, which will be the universal buffs. There are some of these that I do want to talk about. So if I stop and I start talking about something, it's because I've wanted and waited to get to this part to go over certain things. So armor mod buff. Personal space will have its damage bonus increased from 15% to 25%. Crit stack will have its anomaly power boost increased from 21%. Its original base was 5.79, so it now goes up to 7. Stand Tall will have its base firepower bonus increased by 20%, and its base anomaly power by 16%. So it goes from base 10 firepower and 15 anomaly power to 12 firepower and 17.5 anomaly. Perseverance Shield will have its base shield value increased by 40%. So it's going from 25 base to 35. And also it will fix a bug where Perseverance Shield could trigger and grant shield after death. So that's interesting. Blazing Aegis will have the armor increased. It'll have its armor increase, it grants, increased by 21%. So it's going to go from a base of 46.35 to 56, which is nice. Plate Dodger will have its armor value grant increased by 12%. From a base of 58, it now goes up to 65, and its duration increased from 5 seconds to 7 seconds. So that's really nice. Some of you may end up turning towards Plate Dodger for a little bit. I highly doubt it. You really don't need it in this game to be 100%. Again, really not necessary. Weapon mods, Anomaly Enhancement will have its coefficiency increased from 30% anomaly power to 40%. And the one that I wanted to talk about is finally here, Bone Shrapnel. Bone Shrapnel will have its damage increased by 5%. So it's going from a base of 56.7 to 59.85. Now, with this being said, we really need to talk about something. Bone Shrapnel is one of the most noted and most used mods on any gun build in this game because of its damage. And most of you know this because of how powerful that mod actually is. Okay, you can nuke just about any group of enemies coming at you with Bone Shrapnel as it is by just killing one close proximity enemy. Now, we have so many things wrong with this game right now that's what we are here to fix. We're here to fix that. What about the beginning introduction, where the sound is so fucking loud that when I launch the game, I can't hear people in the PlayStation party that I'm in? What about basically what about the cutscenes that we have in the middle of expeditions that we still cannot fucking skip? And we're running on timers. What about not having loadouts or the ability to, say or mark items as something you want to save, like locking items so you don't accidentally delete them? I mean, let's be real. You're gonna buff an already strong mod, make it even stronger, which is gonna even push more people towards gun builds and less diversity when you have so many other things to fix. Please. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the patch notes. I absolutely think they're dog shit. I think the whole thing that has to do with the Bone Shrapnel is fucking stupid. There is no necessary need for Bone Shrapnel to do more damage, especially since everything in this game has been focused specifically on gun builds. If they wanted to actually make things work, they could have gone in and they could have made that one skill mod work for, what was it? The more damage you take or whatever it is. When you drop down to a certain percent of health, your cooldowns get split in half. That mod does not work for shit, hasn't worked since launch, and instead of fixing that, they're gonna buff fucking Bone Shrapnel. There's mods in this game that barely work at all, and they're gonna buff Bone Shrapnel. Instead of fixing mods that could possibly make build diversity a thing and lean towards where people can then compete with firepower builds, they decide that they're going to buff firepower builds, which then again make anomaly power builds so much more irrelevant. It's almost like they have nobody understanding what the fuck's going on. They're not paying attention to the community, which we've already known, and they're only watching the videos that are not shit-talking their entire company. Which, let's face it, again, with these patch notes, you can already see that they don't care. They don't care. It's sad. It really is. It's sad. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I mean, are you disappointed? Are you upset? Are you getting a buff that you're happy about? Let me know. I'd love to see what you guys have to say in the comments. Anyway, it's your boy. I love you guys. Also, before I go, I do carries on Twitch, and I'm going to start bringing them back. I've been kind of playing other games. I do carries on Twitch. We put up a queue, people join the queue, and what we do is we run LFG lobbies. I have people that I trust that are mods of mine, and they will take the queue, and they will also pull you out of queue and toss you a code to run with them. So you'll have me and whoever else is in chat that I have, trust for, helping whoever needs runs on here. So if you need help, you need runs, let us know. We are doing that. We do still have the modded drop rate lobbies. Those do still exist. We don't do them as frequent anymore just because we haven't really had the time to run them due to personal things going on in the personal life. But we are still helping the community. And if you are looking for trusted people, I always swear for you guys to go follow Felony One Gaming, Deluke X Gaming, Joe Natch 83, and LFG underscore Louded, aka Lou. They are all trusted. I love them to death. They're all great people. A couple of them are just upcoming streamers, just started. I would love to see you guys go show them some love. They are really helpful to the community. I do try to use my platform to help others. So let's try to show them some love. Again, if you guys need any help on this game, check out my Twitch page. I do stream, and if I'm not streaming Outriders, conversate with me, talk to me. If you're needing help with something and I can't verbally explain it to you, I'll tell you when I'm next going to be online, or one of my regulars who does help me doing carries for the community might be in the chat, and they might scoop you up and run with you. So don't be afraid to come by. Somebody is always running Outriders, and we will help you. And no, we will not charge you like the other assholes do. So, anyway, it's your boy. I love you all. Thank you again for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, I'll just see another thumbs down like I always do. And I appreciate you guys too for the honesty. I'm out. Peace.